a good week. I'm very glad that it's Saturday and the sun is out, beautiful shining here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Good morning, I'm Sherry Millier, and I'm happy you're here. So I did see something this morning that I thought was kind of cool, and this is how crazy I am. I saw it, and then I went ahead and sat at the desk and just recreated it, and now I'm going to show it to you. So let me go ahead and get my camera flipped around so we can get going, and I can show you what I'm talking about. So just 1 second. Let's flip it around. There we go. I want to be on this side of my grid paper this morning because I'm going to use that. Did you know you could buy our grid paper? It's available. I will be sure to post that today. Let me just make sure I can. A little crooked, but okay, that's good. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to create. This was actually on Stampin' Up's Instagram this morning, and I loved it. So I wanted to show you how they created this and how really I did it super simple, easy this morning. So what I'm starting with is 2 basic whites that are at 4 and 5 1/4, and then my base cardstock is just half of 8.5 by 11 that I've scored. This is pumpkin. What color is it? It is pumpkin pie. How could I forget that? Okay. And I am going to use my grid paper to make my life easy this morning. So I have, believe it or not, finally ordered that blue tape, the blue painter tape, which I cannot wait to get because I seem to use tape quite a bit in my projects. And until then, you know what I need to do is I would love to have like a little holder for it, like I do Scotch tape, because I'm sitting here struggling to find the end again. I cannot wait until this little piece of washi tape is gone, or there we go. No, that's not it. Oh my gosh, I definitely need tape today. Okay, we are going to use tape, and then I will cut the ends. So what I'm doing is I am going to use the grid lines on this grid paper to make sure that I line my paper up straight, and then also to make sure that my ruler is going to be straight. So before I do that, I'm going to come over just a little bit so I can see the grid lines here. And we're just going, since I'm using Scotch tape, I'm just going to ever so slightly hold that there. Okay. And then the one of the main tools in this is the Stampin' Right marker. This is basic black. This is an essential. This has been so handy because I use it a lot for writing in my cards, but also there are some specialty envelopes that we've had, like at Christmas time, the gold envelopes, where this wrote perfectly on that gold envelope. It was like a lame dress. It was really cute. So what I'm going to do to create this postmodern type design is just going to start with some straight lines. So some are going to go all the way through our little space here, and then some are not. And then there's a cute way to kind of highlight the designs or the lines, that don't go all the way through. So what I'm doing again is just using the grid lines to center up my ruler here. And if I wasn't sure about my line on my practice one, I kind of did it more than once, and it helped me create my design. So my ruler here, hey, look at that. Shout out to my peeps in Owensboro, Kentucky, one of the favorite places I've lived. Lived there for 10 years. Both of my daughters were born there. It's a great little town. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with, I guess, my horizontal lines here. I need more of a grid paper that doesn't have the Paper Pumpkin logo. That would give me more grid paper to see. So I have 2 cards to share with you today after this live. I've had some people that have shared their work this week, so I want to make sure that I get that out. So don't forget, if you're stamping and want to share, definitely share that along so I can get it out. Just some different things that people are working on. I always like to share those. Really, we're only going to do one more line here. I want to make it over here. Okay, that is it. We're going to stop there. Less is more. Okay, now the other tool that we're going to use is this Postage stamp punch that I just love. It goes with 2 different stamp sets. One was at Christmas time, which was this festive post. We used this then. And the other is the stamp set that I'm going to use today. It's this Posted for You, but I'm just going to use this little special delivery stamp. I love that. So cute. Okay, so how we went ahead and created all these different shapes is with this terrific punch. So let me go ahead and show you how that's done. So I've taken out some scraps paper that coordinated together. So I've got Night of Navy, a moss color, the cherry cobbler. This is gray granite. So let's get a piece of gray granite here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut out or punch out a whole rectangle. Okay. And really all of the shapes that we'll put on the card start with the rectangle, because I want all of the postage stamp design throughout. So I want to add a couple more colors. I'm going to grab a scrap of Mango Melody. And it's so weird, this is just coincidence, but all of these colors, with the exception of the pumpkin, I only have scraps left. Isn't that weird? I only have scraps left, which means that I've used a lot of that paper before, either during holidays or whatever. Okay, so I like those combos. Okay, so some of them are easier to do than others. So for example, if you're going to do a long rectangle, you can kind of just put it in your, put it back into your punch and then stamp it, or excuse me, go ahead and punch it out. But if you want to, if you've got a piece like this, I wanted to give you a little tip. So let's say I've got a piece of my leftover moss. I am going to go ahead and put it on a postie. And then I can go back to my little punch and then make a square. So I'm just going to kind of use that basic philosophy here. I'm going to go ahead and make a square out of the pumpkin here. Lining, just kind of getting it in the corner. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do a different size rectangle, a little bit smaller than I would have gotten on the long edge. Love this mango color. Love the mango. So pretty. And then throwing in some more of the neutrals. And again, I'm kind of trying to make them all different sizes. Just like we did our lines here on the paper. All different sizes. And then there was one other color that I wanted to throw in here. Lining this up just to make sure we're kind of square there. I wanted to add some of the Balmy Blue. And I'm literally down to scraps. So now you know what I'm going to be ordering the next time. I need some cardstock to replace some of these ones that I'm out of. I'm going to do a longer oops, let's go ahead and put that one on a Post-it. Smarter, not harder. There we go. And let's get a couple of our spray granite as well. So this week, I did post upcoming classes for March. So there's quite a few. I've got a technique class, a project class that involves the Stampin' Blends, which I love so much. And there is a free class with a $25 purchase. There's lots of good stuff out there, so make sure you go to southerncreations.stampinup.net and check out the events page so you can kind of see what's coming up. Okay, so the last thing that I want to do before I get this done is I wanted to stamp out a greeting that we can put on top. So I'm going to get just a scrap piece of the basic white. And I pulled the Sending Healing Hugs from the, what's it called? The So Sentimental stamp set. And I am going to use the pumpkin pie that's going to match our, the card base here. Beautiful. I'm going to leave that open because I want to do something else with that. And I'm just going to take a circle punch here and punch out this greeting. Make sure it's lined up fairly well here. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, now we can go ahead and start putting things together. So I am going to just dry fit it real quick. Very similar to what the previous card that I did. I want to make sure that the colors that I want are kind of for sure shining through. This one truly was a scrap. Okay, let's see. That one I like better. Oh, we need a mango. There we go. And something else here. I want another mango. So we're going to punch that out real quick. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let me just do, let's see, what else do we need here? I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so before I start putting all of that on, I've got my greeting that I've got to go on, and then I also just pulled some very old elements. This was from an old paper pumpkin kit, so I'm kind of using up some of the, little pieces of scraps that I have, and that should be enough to get this done. So what I want to do is on some of them, I want to go ahead and line up. So for instance, I'm going to go ahead and put, Jesus, I'm having a time with this little thing lately. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some that line up on the corner and where some of the lines intersect. So I definitely want to do one, I like that there, where they're catty corner from each other. And I kind of want them all over the card in the four corners. My little putty on this tool is running out, but I'm trying to use it for all it can be worth. And I'm going to get this on the end there. Okay, I like that. All right, so let's put our little pieces together. And one thing that I did forget, I want to go ahead and I'm going to use Balmy Blue ink. And that little stamp that we pulled from the Posted for You. And on the little Balmy Blue, I'm also going to add a little bit of the grading there. And let's go ahead and move those around so I can add a grading on this pumpkin pie as well. Get my stamp off, get my pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie sounds so good right now. I haven't had breakfast yet. That's got to be like the breakfast of champions. While I've got my pumpkin pie out, I need to stamp the grading real quick because my other grading didn't come out very well. Okay, that is not good either. Good thing there's two sides to every piece of paper. There we go. Okay. So let's put it together finally. I'm going to use just a little bit of liquid glue on the pieces here to bring it all together. And I like the liquid glue for this type of project because you're able to kind of move it around if you don't like something. I think that it kind of looks a little funky as it's being pulled together. It doesn't look like much, but I think the complete work is pretty cool. It's good to stretch outside your comfort zones, you know? Why do the same thing? Try something new. My greeting's going to go on top there, so I kind of want to make sure that that cherry cobbler is going to show through. Oops. All right, so I had posted earlier this week on Facebook. For some reason, I wasn't able to find the names of all 4 people that shared the card that was done on the 20th of the month. So if that, I'm missing 1 person. So if that's you, if you'll tell me quickly this morning, I'd appreciate it, because I would like to get those drawings done. So I'm waiting on 1 person, and then we have 2 drawings to do. So if you want to be included in this week's drawing, if you'll just write where you are, share this post, and it can be done either on the watch the replay or live, and then just put in the notes that that you shared. That would be appreciated. There we go. All right, so I want to pull the paper that I'm going to put inside of my pumpkin card base. And I want to add some elements to that as well. So I think I'll use both the pumpkin and the balmy blue. Cleaning it off with my scrub here real quick, or my chamois. And inking it back up. I got a little piece of the inside of that card, so I'm going to try it again, or the stamp, excuse me. Better. If you press too hard, you get the inside of that. So switching gears again, going back to the pumpkin. And while I'm at it, I want to pull an envelope. I'm kind of rotating my stamp as I lay it down, so it's all in all different directions. So I can have the decoration on the outside and the inside, or there, and on the front. And let's finish up. So let's go ahead and do the outside of our card. Good, and then let's do the inside. With the liquid glue, we're just doing thin lines, nothing thick. It really does hold well once it dries. There we go. Quick project, little postmodern feel with a coordinating envelope. Pretty cool, huh? Oops, I need to burnish this a little bit more. Make sure that stays down. Okay, very good. That's our project. Easy peasy. Okay, let me turn the camera around real quick. Back at ya. There you go. Okay, so don't forget, if you would, just share the video. Check out the card classes that are coming up in March. And I also have a gift with purchase. So check out the specials as well. If you have any questions, just contact me through southerncreations.stampinup.net, and I'm happy to help you. I hope everybody has a great weekend. It's really beautiful outside today, so take advantage of it. See you next Saturday. Bye.